Hello, you tricky trees, welcome. Come closer, because what we need to talk about today isn't just another match report. It's not just about 3 points lost or won. This is about the very soul of our club. Something is happening at the city ground, and I'm not talking about what you see under the floodlights. I'm talking about the whispers in the corridors, the frantic calls behind closed doors, the plans being drawn up, and the threats looming on the horizon. A storm is gathering, Reds, a perfect storm, and we are right in the middle of it. In the next few minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain on 5 developing stories that are set to define our entire season, maybe even our entire future. We're talking about a defensive crisis that has everyone pointing fingers, a deep-seated problem in a key position that the coaching staff is now being forced to confront. We'll look at a potential lifeline, a rumor of a reunion that could bring a warrior back to our manager's side. But then, we have to talk about the darkness, a financial shadow that hangs over us, threatening to undo everything we've worked for. And finally, the ultimate prize, a dream we haven't touched in decades, a European adventure that is so close we can almost taste it. But it could be snatched away before it even begins. It's a moment of reckoning for Nottingham Forest, a crossroads. And it forces you to ask a very serious question. What is more important right now? The battles on the pitch or the wars being waged off it? Think about that. Seriously, let that sink in. Before we dive into the first explosive revelation, do me a favor. Hit that like button to show you stand with this club through thick and thin. And get down in the comments right now with your answer. On-pitch battles or off-pitch wars? What concerns you most? Let's see where the heart of this fan base truly lies. Right, have you done it? Good. Because what I'm about to reveal first, it's the problem that is staring us all in the face, the one that was laid bare for the world to see. That feeling, you know the one? That sickening lurch in your stomach when victory is in your hands only to turn to dust in a matter of seconds. We all felt it. The final whistle blows, and instead of the roar of triumph, there's just silence, disbelief. That's what happened against Swansea. It wasn't just a loss, it was a collapse, a capitulation. And it has thrown a harsh, unforgiving spotlight on our biggest weakness, our defensive fragility. The post-mortems have been brutal, and they all point to the same conclusion. This isn't a one-off. It's a pattern, a disease at the heart of our defense. And the man in the hot seat, the man who has to fix it, is Ange'S. He arrived with a philosophy of brave, attacking football, but the cold, hard reality of the Premier League is that you can't win anything if your back door is left wide open. The analysis from pundits and former players has been relentless. PPLX, action, translate. They talk about a lack of organization, a failure to manage the game in its dying moments. Is it the personnel? Are the players simply not good enough to see out a result? Or is it the system? Does Ange's attacking style leave us too exposed, too vulnerable to a sucker punch? The stats are damning. We're conceding late goals at an alarming rate. It's costing us points, it's costing us cup runs, and it's draining the confidence from the entire squad. You can see it in the players' eyes. Every time the opposition gets a late corner or a free kick, the fear is palpable. It's a psychological wound as much as a tactical one. Think about this for a moment. We're currently sitting 15th in the league, level on points with United, but with a worse goal difference. The gap to the relegation zone is razor thin. These moments of defensive weakness aren't just frustrating. They are dragging us into a dogfight we desperately wanted to avoid. This isn't about one bad game anymore. This is about our identity. Are we a team that crumbles under pressure? The question on every fan's lips is a difficult one, but it has to be asked. Where does the blame lie for these defensive collapses? Is it on the players for not being leaders on the pitch, or is it on the manager for a system that is perhaps too naive for this league? I need to know what you think. Get in the comments right now and tell me your honest opinion. Don't hold back. This is a crisis point. But if you think the problem stops with the back four, you're mistaken. It goes deeper, all the way to the last line of defense. A solid defense is built on trust. It's a chain, and every link has to be strong. But what happens when there are doubts about the very last link? The man between the sticks. The one who is supposed to be the calmest head on the pitch. Well, inside the club right now, there are serious discussions being had about our goalkeeper situation. PPLX action, translate. This isn't just fan chatter on social media anymore. It's a topic of internal review. After the recent run of results, and particularly the nature of the goals conceded, the performances of our number one are under intense scrutiny. Let's be clear, this isn't a witch hunt. Every keeper makes mistakes. But the question being asked is whether the current situation is costing us too much. Is the confidence of the defense being undermined by a lack of certainty behind them? When a shot comes in, is the collective feeling one of confidence or one of fear? A top-class goalkeeper doesn't just make saves. He radiates authority. He organizes the defense, he commands his box, and he instills a sense of calm in those frantic final minutes. That's the standard, and the club's hierarchy is now evaluating if we are meeting that standard. The conversation is delicate but necessary. The coaching staff is poring over the data, save percentages, command of the area, distribution, and crucially, errors leading to goals. It's a cold, calculated process. While there are no immediate plans for a change, the message is clear. Improvement is expected. The pressure is immense. Every cross, every shot, every decision will now be watched with an even more critical eye. This creates a difficult atmosphere. How can a player perform at his best, knowing his position is being formally reviewed? It's a test of immense mental fortitude. We've seen it before at other clubs. A goalkeeper controversy can split a dressing room and derail a season. It creates uncertainty, and uncertainty breeds mistakes. Think back to that late goal against Swansea. Could more have been done? Was the positioning right? These are the fractional details that decide games at this level. So I have to put it to you, the fans who watch every single week. Do you believe it's time for a change between the posts? Or do you think we need to back our current number one to get through this tough spell? It's a huge call. Let me know your gut feeling in the comments. Is a change needed to save our season? As the club weighs its options for one of the most critical positions on the pitch, a whisper has started to circulate about a potential solution for another problem area, a solution that comes with a very familiar face. In times of crisis, you look for warriors. You look for players who understand the manager, who have fought for him before, and who you know will leave everything on the pitch. And a very interesting rumor has just surfaced that links Ange Postecoglou with one of his former Celtic soldiers. The name on everyone's lips. Is this Alistair Johnston? Pia PLX, just action, translate? That's right. The Canadian international right-back, a player Ange himself brought to Europe after a stellar World Cup, is now being touted for a reunion at the City ground. According to reports, Forest are considering a move for the defender, but it's not straightforward. Our rivals, Everton, have also been mentioned as an ideal destination for him, setting up a potential transfer tug-of-war. Johnston is exactly the kind of character we seem to be crying out for. He's tough, he's aggressive, and he has a relentless work ethic. He's a Postecoglou player through and through. But what makes this rumor so compelling are Johnston's own words. In a recent podcast, he spoke about his future. He admitted that while he loves Celtic, he thrives when he is pushed out of his comfort zone. He said, and I quote, "The Premier League is obviously the dream of pretty much every player. He wants the challenge. He wants to play at the highest level. That's a man who is hungry. That is the mentality we need. A potential move makes so much sense. We have issues at the back, and Johnston is a proven, reliable defender who already knows Ange's system inside out. There would be no adaptation period. He could slot straight in and provide the steel and stability we've been missing. But there's always a but. Everton's interest, led by a manager in David Moyes who famously loves a determined, stable fullback, is a serious threat. And Celtic won't let one of their prize assets go cheaply. This would be an ambitious move, a statement of intent from the club. It would be a sign that we are actively trying to fix our problems with quality additions. It's a move that has the fan base buzzing with excitement. Could you imagine it? A player handpicked by Ange, ready to go to war for him again, here in the Garibaldi red. So let me ask you, is Alistair Johnston the signing we need to shore up our defense and inject some much-needed fight into the squad? Or should we be looking elsewhere? Comment below. Is this the reunion you want to see? It's a tantalizing prospect, isn't it? But signing any player, even one the manager desperately wants, is about to become a lot more complicated. Because a dark cloud is gathering, one that could put our transfer plans, and much more, on ice. A new signing, hope, a solution. It all sounds so good, doesn't it? But football isn't played in a vacuum. And while we dream of new heroes arriving at the City ground, a battle is being fought in the boardrooms and courtrooms of UEFA that could cripple us. I'm talking about the threat of financial fair play. It's the acronym that sends a shiver down the spine of every football fan. And right now, reports are indicating that Nottingham Forest is braced for a potential 3-year punishment from UEFA, PPLX, Action, Translate. Let that sink in. 3 years. The club's spending over the past few seasons, the massive squad overhaul designed to keep us in the Premier League, has put us directly in the crosshairs. The owner, Evangelos Marinakis Albay, has been bold. He's been ambitious. He has bankrolled our dream of competing at the top level. But that ambition has come at a cost, and now the bill might be coming due. A punishment could mean many things, and all of them are bad. We could be facing a hefty fine. We could be facing severe transfer restrictions, meaning we can't register new players like a potential signing in Alistair Johnston. Or in the worst-case scenario, we could be looking at a ban from European competitions. This is the D-Day that has been looming over the club. The decision from UEFA is getting closer, and it is creating a huge amount of uncertainty. How can the club plan for the future? How can Ange Postecoglou build a squad when he doesn't know what resources he'll have? This FFP threat paralyzes everything. It affects contract negotiations with our current players. It affects our ability to attract new talent. It hangs over every single decision the club makes. We've seen what has happened to other clubs. We've seen the points deductions. We've seen the chaos it can cause. This is no longer a distant threat. It is a clear and present danger to the stability and progress of Nottingham Forest. It's a gut punch. Just as we feel we are finding our feet, the rug could be pulled from under us by a regulatory body. What is your take on this? Are you angry at the club for putting us in this position? Or are you angry at a system that seems to punish ambitious clubs trying to break into the elite? This is a massive topic. I want to see a real debate in the comments. Let me know where you stand on FFP. The timing of this threat is what makes it so devastatingly cruel, because as this financial storm brews, we are simultaneously on the brink of achieving something truly historic, something that makes the threat of a European ban all the more painful. Europe. For a generation of Forest fans, it's a land of myth and legend. A golden age we talk about in hushed, reverent tones, defined by the genius of Brian Clough. 2 stars on our badge that no one can ever take away. But the idea of returning to that stage, of playing under the lights on a Thursday night in a major European competition, has felt like a distant dream until now. Because right now, that dream is within our grasp. But in true Forest fashion, it's not simple. Our potential place in the Europa League is hanging by a single thread, and that thread leads all the way to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS, PPLX, Action, Translate. UEFA is currently waiting for a ruling from CAS in a complex case involving us and Crystal Palace to finalize who gets that coveted spot. We have fought tooth and nail on the pitch to earn this opportunity. We've clawed our way into a position where European football is a tangible reality. It would change everything for the club. The prestige, the revenue, the ability to attract a higher caliber of player. It would be the next step in our journey back to where we belong. It would be validation for the owner's investment and the fans' unwavering belief. But can you see the terrifying, poetic cruelty of our situation? In one room, UEFA's financial regulators are considering banning us from Europe for 3 years. And in another room, the Court of Arbitration for Sport is deciding whether to hand us the keys to the European kingdom. It is the ultimate paradox. We could win our case at case, qualify for the Europa League, and have it all snatched away by an FFP punishment before we even kick a ball. It perfectly captures the state of our club right now, fighting for a glorious future while battling the demons of our past decisions. What does this moment say about who we are? We are a club of immense history, standing at a defining crossroads, fighting for our future on 2 completely different fronts, one in a courtroom and one in the hearts of our players on the pitch. It is a moment of extreme hope and extreme dread all at once. So as we close, I need you to do 3 things for me. Hit that like button if you believe in this club's European destiny. Subscribe so you don't miss a single update on this fast-moving story. And comment below with your final thought. Which is the bigger battle for the soul of Nottingham Forest right now? The fight for points and European qualification, or the fight against the suits and FFP regulations? And here is the ultimate cliffhanger, the question that will keep us all up at night. What happens if we win one of these battles? only to lose the other? We will be tracking every single second of this story. Make sure you are with us for the next video, because whatever happens next, it's going to be colossal.